this thing is going to change you forever.
Infidelity has almost been normalized.
You're never going to be the same when you're in a covenant relationship and there's broken trust and you discover some dishonesty and disloyalty. It's painful.
Shame and embarrassment. Nobody wants to tell or say that their spouse has done what they've done, and nobody wants to tell.
Utterly violated.
I was in a pivot of my marriage, and whether or not knowing to fall off, or to cleave, or to stay on.
You know when you're healing? When you can start talking about it.
Yeah.
When you can start talking out loud about your unfaithfulness, your spouse's unfaithfulness, now you're mature. Now you're operating in a place of healing.
As the guilty party, security is very important. Reassurance is very important to the innocent party. I remember stating to my husband, and I would say to him, I need love, but most importantly right now, I need to feel safe and secure.
Yeah.
Be patient with yourself, because you're going to be angry. You're going to feel like you're depressed, and some even might get to depression. And if you do, go get the professional help.
Yep.
And also, in my case, good spiritual leadership and a good spiritual community was like effective for me.
Yeah.
And pray about that as well. Pray about your community through this process.
Yeah.
Because everybody's not supposed to see or be a part of this journey.
For sure.
And to be remorseful. Oh, that's so big.
Oh my God.
Please show that you're remorseful, because if you give your spouse any inkling that you're not, they're going to A, feel like you're still doing it, and B, they're going to feel like the marriage is not worth saving.
Come on.
Everything is going to tip you off.
Right.
It's a very sensitive time after infidelity is revealed. Like, I hate to put it like this. It is like walking on eggshells and just be like, to Hades with all of this. You might be in that place. But I promise you, after the rain stops and the noise settles, you'll get to this space where you understand that I got to do my work so I can get past this.
Yeah. All right. Peace and grace, Kingdom family. This is Darius Dior. It's Think Kingdom Media, where we have real conversations with real people and we share real music here. Today we got a very, very, very special guest. We already did this, but we're doing it again because the enemy wanted to keep this message from going out to the world. But without further ado, for the people that don't know you, that have never seen you before, first time seeing you on this platform, can you please tell the people who you are really quickly?
Well, hello again.
Hello again.
And welcome, family, and hello, family. I am Jasmine Maggette. I am writer, author, but my most important title that I love the most is daughter. I am the daughter of the King, Jesus the Christ. I am the wife of Randy Maggette III, and I'm the mother of some beautiful and amazing children.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that brief introduction. But usually when I ask people who they are, I'm really asking how they're doing. How are you doing right now today?
I'm doing good. I'm amazing. I'm rested. I'm well. I'm excited. I'm laughing because I laugh at the enemy when he tries to tamper.
I'm trying to tell you.
Because that's the best way to do it, because he don't want us to have joy.
No.
So, I'm joyous today.
Yeah, he wants us to be frustrated. But this is a very important conversation because it's incredibly personal to me. And I just want to kind of just set, the atmosphere. I mean, we prayed over this session together. We touched and agreed in spirit, man, that the Lord would allow the enemy to be stopped in his tracks. But you have a powerful instrument that the Lord has allowed you to develop here. And I want to get straight to it. It's called Prayers for the Turn. Can you tell me what this book is about?
So simply put, it's about infidelity. It's about navigating through that particular storm in marriage, because that's a personal testament of mine.
Same.
And that's what was birthed out of my journey, was that, because I feel like oftentimes, not on both ends, due to shame and embarrassment, there's such a silence. There's such a journey that is done alone, just due to those two things alone, shame and embarrassment. Nobody wants to tell or say that their spouse has done what they've done, and nobody wants to tell.
Utterly violated.
No one wants to tell that they have cheated on their spouse, obviously.
Right.
So I think that those are that path, that journey, that pivot into the marriage, because there is a pivot that happens at that point, because you can either decide to stay or you can decide to depart and divorce, because God gives us that legal right, even in his word, to do so. So what better way to navigate through that? Through prayer. So I created, through the Holy Spirit, of course, so prayers to help navigate through that season.
Awesome. We look at the cover of this book and the image suggests reconnection, right? Even if it's a light touch, right? It's a touch. And I was able to go through some of this manuscript that you've built here. I think the first thing, and I'm gonna get to this question first out the gate, and I kind of got to it later before, but can you explain to people what the turn is? When we read prayers for the turn, what is the turn exactly when we're going through infidelity in a marriage?
Well, the way I ascribed to this, or I came to with that terminology, was I had just found out that my husband, he had told me, actually, as I stated to you before.
Yeah, I did the same thing. He just so you had no idea.
I had an idea, but he just like,
look, I'm tired,
and he emptied out, and it was more than I can imagine. And I was in that space, like when you just found out and you just completely shattered and like devastated. Like I was crushed. And it was Woman Evolve, I believe. And Bishop T.D. Jakes was on there with his wife, Sarita. And they were talking about, he gave an illustration of marriage. And he talked about a motorcyclist, when you're on a motorcycle and you have two people on a motorcycle and you hit a turn, you have to cleave closer together in order for one person not to fall off.
Come on.
And so when he gave that illustration and talked about that pivot or that turn, and he gave certain examples, and it just hit me different, because that was the season I was in. I was in a pivot of my marriage and whether or not knowing to fall off or to cleave or to stay on. And so God was like, right. And so I began to write, and I still have the original journal that I started writing in. Yeah. And it produced this.
Man, how awesome is that? The turn, it was super key for me, because you're absolutely right. Like, either we're going to press in when we discover distrust in our marriage and our situation, or we're going to check out. And usually checking out means you're transforming. Now, regardless of whether you cleave or whether you check out, this thing is going to change you forever. Okay. You're never going to be the same when you're in a covenant relationship and there's broken trust and you discover some dishonesty and disloyalty. It's painful. So I wanted to ask also, you have 32 days in here. Now, I don't know whether that was significant or whether you decided to just stop at 32, right? But at the end, you kind of give us some direction in terms of, how to move forward, which I thought was great. But was there any significance to it just being 32 days of devotion?
Well, I'm 34 now. And I wanted to stop on 31 or 30 days, but I felt like my 32nd year, because I found all of this stuff out around, twins are 3 when they were babies. Yeah. Around that same year. And I felt like that was my pivot year. Yeah. 32. Like, I feel like I made a harsh pivot, like in every area as far as transfer. It was significant to me because of the age.
Got you.
And it also symbolizes some of the things that I don't remember off the top of my head. But 32 is a very unique number, and also 32 is also the year before Jesus died too.
Right.
So, and that was the reason. But it was in the year of 32 for me. It was very transformative and like just pivoting, and it represented the end and the beginning of my pivot and turn.
Right. Now, what I wanted to add just to the audience is just some value. If you're just now discovering and if you're betrayed and you're just discovering this information about infidelity in your marriage, it's going to take you at minimum 2 years of dedicated work, concentrated devotion, something like what this book actually provides for you. Work on yourself individually before you can get to ground zero to begin to start rebuilding your relationship with your partner. And I would highly recommend you doing that work for yourself first, and not focus on your marriage. So whatever it looks like, if you got to sleep on the couch for the next 2 years, or whatever you got to do to separate yourself from the lack of safety that your spouse has created in your environment, do that. But do that with an open mind, knowing that you're working on you individually. So with that being said, can you just speak to, I know you said your twins are young still. This happened when they were babies. Your individual work and what that looked like for you during your time when your husband revealed that to you.
I can be real translucent. In the beginning, I was trying to fix us, and that was my first mistake.
Yeah,
I was trying to fix him, and I was trying to fix us, but Jasmine was never part of that.
Right? You good?
Yeah, right. I'm good because I didn't mess up. So why? And it was the strangest thing because God unrevealed to me a lot of things I needed to work on through this experience and where I needed to heal. Because pain places are also indicators of where you need to transform, and we don't know it. It's just like, you ever go to the doctor for something else, and then it just helped grow me. Because as you just said, you have to grow.
Right.
You have to change and pivot, regardless of the relationship works or not. You need to regather, rebuild, and restore and revitalize yourself throughout the process. And that's what God did for me. I am so much of a better woman, not wife, not mother.
Yeah.
Woman, because of how I've changed through this process. And so you can't be any of the other things good if you're not a good person to yourself first. And you can only do that with God and allowing him to transform you. And so I have made the mistake of trying to, let's fix us first. And it was chaotic.
Yeah.
And no, and God kept trying to put me in a place of, no, you just need to work on you.
Yeah. So you get to a place where you're working, you're trying to work on the marriage. I think a big question for the audience would be like, and for most women and men, like, how do you even start? What steps do you take? And like the how, it's always the question that I get asked about restoration and working on yourself individually. And my answer to that question typically is, I had to say to my wife that I'm not trying to save our marriage. Like I actually don't want whatever it is that we've had up until this point. Like, thanks, but no thanks, quite frankly. And I've been unfaithful, but I'm not saying it out of spite or insensitivity. It's just like, this is the place that I'm in that I don't want to be with you, right? And so if you could just kind of give a woman who may have experienced what you experienced the how, right? Because we know what you did wrong. How did you get it right?
First, you got to be honest. You gotta be real raw with yourself. You gotta be, I'm talking about everything down to God, your spouse, yourself, and really like unfold, if you will. And like you did, like you just unfolded and be like, hey, here's what it is.
Yeah.
Here's what it's not.
Right.
Here's what I don't want. And I'm not sure what I want, but I just know that these are the variables and we must deal with these variables. And I think that you have to do that. Like you can't live in a false reality, because a lot of times, due to comfortability and due to ideas that we've painted and created that may not be in alignment with God's will, that we'll go forth in a way that fits those things I just said, and it shouldn't fit any of those things. And so God will do a stripping. And I feel like you got to allow him to do that. And the only way to do that is to be honest. You got to be honest. Like, do I even like them?
Yeah.
Do I like my environment? No, seriously. Yeah. Do I like them? Do I love them? Do I love them enough to go forward in this, even with the possibility of getting better? Can I get over it?
Yeah.
And that has to be a question you ask, because that matters.
Yeah.
If you can pursue, because based off of the last chapter, like you said, you don't want nothing like what it was. But is there any parts of that you would be willing to continue?
Yeah.
And so you have to ask yourselves those hard but necessary questions, and they may be very heart-wrenching, and some of the answers might be no.
Yeah,
and you gotta face it.
Yeah,
you gotta eat it. And then, strangely enough, you gotta be kind of joyous that God put you to this place. Because what if you continued in the state of being of unknowing, and then you live in an unreal reality anyway?
Yeah,
because meanwhile, person A is doing this and this, and then you living out a life that person A really is not wholeheartedly participating in, or both of you, for that matter. And so just living in the truth. You want the enemy to play with you, let him play with you in the dark.
Come on. I most of the people that are looking at this are probably single, maybe some even married. When I think about my journey, I know a big mistake that I made as an unfaithful, and I know you said that your husband just told you everything. I trickle-truthed, right? Like, instead of giving the information that she needed, she was able to discover, or had to discover, things after me having the moment of, hey, I'm being honest with you, I'm being truthful with you, and then she discovers something else, and then now it's like we back to day one again, right? And you're starting over. Did you ever experience any trickle truth moments with your husband?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And that's what I was about to speak to the guilty party.
Yeah.
You got to deal with truth too. And the truth is, you're unhealthy.
Yeah.
And just because you tell don't make you healthy.
Right.
And you have to do the work to be healthy. And so there comes that transparency. And I would have conversations with my husband like, hey, in order for us to get through this, you're going to have to be honest about your inclinations. I'll use that word, or your desires.
Right.
And so, because that's a desire that has to be purged or washed away in time. Because let's live in reality. It ain't going to go away overnight just because they tell you.
Right. Right.
And so you have to deal with, as we're talking about, the work of this.
Yeah.
Because it's a work on both parties. And the party that's innocent, well, they may be saying, well, it's unfair and I didn't ask for this, and all of this is true. But if you are, and God is telling you to stay in this marriage, it's going to take a work on you to heal. And the healing process and the forgiveness partners is not the responsibility of the guilty one. It is a part of your work for yourself to forgive the other person. Now, does the guilty party help nurse you and help in the process of healing? Absolutely. That does not give them the green flag to just be free and do whatever.
Right.
But yet still participate. But rebuilding
trust, reestablishing safety, The culmination of everything that you feel as the betrayed party is just safety not being there, right? Like I don't, it's not even safe for me to believe what my spouse is ever saying, right? So their actions have to lead you to the place of being safe again. And this is a part of the work of being unhealthy, going from unhealthy to healthy. Now, mind you, you doing the work doesn't mean that your marriage, that y'all are gonna make it. You know what I mean? Like I went through that too, where I'm like, oh man, how long is it gonna take for me to
try to put it on a timeline?
Try to put it on a timeline. Mm-hmm. This could take a decade. It could take 15 years for you to get to a place of comfortability again. But you're never going to stop being in recovery from distrust and having broken solidarity in your marriage. You're going to always be recovering. But people hear recover and they think, oh, that's bad. Oh, they recovering from. Nah,
it's always immediate negative connotation.
Immediate negative connotation. And it's not even that. It's not that it's bad. It's better than you being in a relationship for 20, 25 years and discovering the worst things about the closest person to you.
Yes.
And having to process hurt that has been going on and happening behind your back for decades and your entire life. So you better be in recovery. And forgive me, I just wanted to give them that cap. This information that you're getting does not mean that your marriage is going to be saved or be restored. Y'all might end up divorced. Okay. But go ahead.
It just gives navigation.
Yeah.
Because that's what people need the most through this is how to navigate. And I was going to add to and say that that as a guilty party, security is very important. Reassurance is very important to the innocent party. I remember stating to my husband, and I would say to him, I need love, but most importantly right now, I need to feel safe and secure.
Yeah.
Because I have to know when you walk out these doors that I can trust you to not do what you did again.
Right.
Or not to even think of.
That your mindset
has shifted.
Some people may have situations at home where you got young children, you got middle school age children, you got high schoolers, and it's going to be a fight to want to give up on your duties and what you're supposed to be doing. Like, because your whole psyche and your whole, like all of this stuff as the betrayed partner becomes like, disconnected. It becomes not your reality anymore because it's like the stages of trauma. You're going through a stage of denial.
Say the word one more time because people don't think that this is traumatic, and it is.
And it is. Like what you're experiencing is trauma. Now, you going out and purchasing a prostitute, or you going out and sleeping with your ex-boyfriend, or the mailman, or you're not going to smoke this away. Mm-mm. You're not going to drink this away. You literally have to talk about this with a professional, your spouse, if they're healthy enough to do that. And 9 times out of 10, if they're cheating on you, they're not healthy. Like, did you go through trying to make your spouse the therapist? And
I did.
Listen, y'all, don't do this. Mm-mm. Okay. Okay.
You hurt yourself so much more.
And it's just, you just mixing up mess. See, some floors gotta be swept and mopped to be clean. Like we just try to go when they get messed. Like we just try to go in and just start mopping.
Yeah.
Right.
And you just moving dirt.
You gotta, this is a full clean sweep of you yourself individually, and in hopes to have the chance of having a restorative moment within your marriage. But that would be my next question to you as a caveat to add to that comment. Did you go through a moment where you was like, you know what? It's just me and you in this, and now you just kind of talking to your spouse as if they're the person that can help you, get through where you're going through. Did you try to make your husband your therapist?
I did. And let me account, it failed. It failed then.
Yeah.
Because we both were, you can't take two broke, because you have to see them as being broken.
Yeah.
You can't take two broken people and make a whole piece. It's not going to happen.
Nope.
In hindsight, looking back, it's kind of funny now and funny then. It's just like, how in the world did you expect him to give something he never had the capacity for anyway at that moment?
Right.
If he didn't have the capacity to be faithful, he don't have the capacity to necessarily fix it. Only God can do that.
Yeah.
And then God can fix the two individuals and then make the marriage whole, because it's a threefold cord. And then somehow in this process, we think it's just one.
Yeah.
No. Yes, we are one in union, and yes, it affects the both of us, but the work is individual, period. Yeah. And so I went through a stage where I went through a lot of stages. Let me first go there. Be patient with yourself, because you're going to be angry. You're going to feel like you're depressed, and some even might get to depression. And if you do, go get the professional help.
Yep.
And also, in my case, good spiritual leadership and a good spiritual community was like effective for me.
Yeah.
And pray about that as well. Pray about your community through this process.
Yeah.
Because everybody's not supposed to see or be a part of this journey.
For sure. Even in that, I wanted to ask too, was it people in your community that had experienced infidelity already, or was it more so people outside looking in? Because some people have a different take on that. Like, if you've never been cheated on, then how can you help me with, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. There's this couple in our church, and they're like siblings to my husband and I.
Yeah.
And they were in the end point of where we were trying to be, and they had overcame it. And I remember there were plenty of times that we would have to go to their house, and they would have to kind of realign us, if you will, re-steer us. My pastor as well, Bishop R. Christopher Brown and First Lady Trina Brown, shout out to them.
Man, salute
at
to
the Sword of Truth. I give honor to my leaders. They're amazing.
Yeah.
They had to reel us in individually and together. And so that matters. Who is in your corner? Because sometimes the wrong voices can take you the wrong direction.
For sure.
And so you can't have biased people in your ear during this season that's gonna, because let's walk it out. If I got someone in my corner just for me, and God is pushing restoration,
right,
but these people are pushing divorce, then your alignment and your direction is totally wrong.
Your mother, your sister, your father, your brother, your cousin,
all family is a no. I'm serious, and it's no offense. I love my in-laws and I love my parents, but in that transition, they might not be the best option.
Super biased. They don't have no business in your business anyway, but they're super biased, and they really can't really help you in the way that you really need help individually. Yes, they can love on you. Yes, you can go to the family function, but they have no idea that you're broken. And if they do, they really don't have any jurisdiction to effectively help you. Even if you're a distant cousin, it's just difficult because I love you so much.
Too close. And even my admonishment, I'm real heavy on prayer. Ask God who should be in your corner.
Who should be the help?
Who should be the help through this transition for yourself, for your spouse, for your children, if you have children, because they're going to need community, because the house is going to definitely go through a definite shift. It's not going to be mommy and daddy as usual.
It's going to be felt.
It's going to be felt, and you're going to have to give language. You're going to have to feed their emotions, and you're going to have to need community in this hour to help your family transition and shift through this pivot, because it's a pivot, a turn at this place, and you're going to need that. You're going to need God's insight, his intel, and his wisdom about who not, and if God owes and wants to give you that, why not?
Yeah. Man, there's a woman that's watching this right now. She's in tears. She's in shambles. She's in her room. She's been triggered. It's happened. Maybe
that's a whole nother conversation.
Right. She's been triggered. And her husband is tired of apologizing. And he's just like, I don't know what else to do. It's almost like a crying baby. We don't know why the baby's crying. We done changed the diapers. We done gave the baby food. It ain't taking no breast no more. It's just, it don't want to play. We don't know what to do. That's how this is how the husband feels right now. Can you just speak to that couple right now? Just right. I mean, because I know everybody's situation is specific. You know what I mean? But you know that place. It's super familiar. Just broken and tired.
Broken and tired. On both ends.
On both ends.
One, to the husband or wife that has offended and they're in this place of tired of reassuring.
Yeah.
Don't be tired. Because that is what's going to soothe the other party. And your position and disposition in this point, if you want your marriage to work, is to soothe, to reassure, to nurture, and give. I believe communication cures confusion.
Yeah.
I call it the triple C's. And to communicate effectively. If you don't know how, say that. I don't know how, but I'm trying my best.
I don't know it right.
Communicate, because silence and voids are a tactic of the enemy.
Come on.
And where there is no language to, he can feed into.
Yeah.
And so give language to the space, give language to the feeling, over communicate, if you will, because in your spouse's mind, you under communicated, which got you to the place that you got to. So in another way to reassure and to give security, because that's big, is to over communicate, over reassure, and just be there. Be that safe space for them to even just, because what's happening with the other spouse is they're grieving. And so you just need to be, more than anything, a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be a friend, and just be that place of, or pillar of support with them through what you've done, and to reassure them and to be remorseful. Oh, that's so big.
Oh my God.
Please show that you're remorseful, because if you give your spouse any inkling that you're not, they're going to A, feel like you're still doing it, and B, they're going to feel like the marriage is not worth saving.
And let me add this. If you meant to do it, if you didn't care, right? Like, that remorse needs to be hot, or it just needs to be cold, right? Like, don't say to them, you're sorry, I apologize. No, if you meant to go thrash that side piece, if you meant to go be with that dude, say that I meant it, I loved it, I needed it, I wanted it.
Language.
Got
to be transparent.
Because now your person, y'all can be clear with each other about where you are.
Yes.
Because anything else would be the same stuff you was giving them while you was doing it before they knew. So I just want to, on top of the remorse part, let the remorse be really remorse and impact your action on a daily basis, or just don't care. Like, it will make it's better for your person
to heal.
Mm-hmm. To heal. If I know that that's what you want to do and where you want to be.
Where your standpoint is, your position.
Oh,
I can deal with your position when it's transparent.
And if you don't have, if the person that betrayed you doesn't have that language, Tell them that you are empowered in your pain. Okay, I'm speaking to the betrayed and the unfaithful right now, right? You are empowered in the pain that you've caused, and you are empowered in the pain that you feel. Y'all get to make real like life decisions that will move you forward. God didn't need y'all to be together. See, this is what y'all wanted to be together. So it's y'all's responsibility, and you gotta be clear, man, about what you feel really and what you felt when you was doing it, how you feel right now, how you want to feel going forward. You have all the jurisdiction to do that now, and have that thought while you're being remorseful.
Yeah, because when you paint the picture clear, the enemy can't create an illusion. He's an illusionist. So if I don't give him any room to create anything false, then what can he play with? Nothing. And so for the person that's grieving, that is crying every night, time heals all, and you have to give it time. Don't wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm good.
I can still feel my wife's tears. So where she cried from. You know what I mean? It's like
it's a different type of pain.
Oh, God.
It's a different type of wail. There's a wailing. I remember the like I said, I didn't even go to church the next day because I remember vividly. Told me on a Saturday, church was on Sunday. And I remember sitting in our apartment, because we had an apartment at the time, and sitting on our sectional and just asking God, why?
Yeah.
Like, why in the world would you let this happen to me? Not only once,
twice.
And I for the life of me at the moment, I couldn't make understanding.
Not the same relationship, two different relationships.
Why twice? And it just, if I'm honest and let me help someone with their relationship with God, you got to be first and foremost honest with him too.
Yeah.
I let it out. I let God, because God says, cast our burdens.
Yeah.
And I casted them. I let God know I am angry.
I'm angry.
I am so angry with you because, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to victimize myself or anything. It's not. Let me free somebody from that.
Come on. You are not a victim.
You're not a victim of infidelity. You're just human.
You're human.
And you need to allow yourself to have that human experience with these human emotions.
Yeah.
And because that's the other part of being a Christian, sometimes we can overly spiritualize in a moment that God is calling us to just be human
and be intimate.
Be intimate with him.
We're so ritualistic, man.
Yeah, it's still spiritual, but don't spiritualize it to a point where you desensitize the moment of God and you don't allow him to be God by being transparent. And I think that's the whole narrative of infidelity, is because that's how you got there in the first place.
Yep.
Was lying. You have to be transparent. You have to be honest if you want to rebuild any type of relationship, even if you don't go forward in marriage.
Yeah.
And you have children, you still have to co-parent.
Yeah.
So you still have to create a foundation of truth.
Right.
That's the restorative piece, is being honest.
Right. Right. Even in the going forwards, right? And the attachment pieces, because your children are going to grow up. They're going to benefit from the fruits of their parents' labor. They're going to become, substantial human beings in society, and they're going to move on and have their own families, have their own children. And when you have nothing but you, your spouse, and God, that's all it is.
You can build anything. And you can overcome anything with those same instances.
That's all it is. That needs to be what you got to keep in mind. That's the foundation. Everything else is what we just added on top of it. The infidelity, the insecurity, the kids, the jobs, the loss of jobs, the income, all of that is just added on top of the foundation, and that foundation's got to be strong.
Yep.
God's got to be in it, and we can't have our relationship be based on who our children are to us, and like those attachments got to be secondary.
Another thing that I did that I want for a person not to do, is that I over dutied myself, if that's a word, being a mother to try to heal. Like I submerged myself into motherhood. Yeah. And so much so when you do that, you just replace something with something else. Yeah. And the only person that needs to be in that void is God. Yep. And so I still wasn't finding myself. I still was not unveiling who Jasmine is in all her essence, because then I just replaced wife with mommy. Right. And that's not who Jasmine just is. Come on, you're so much more than a mom. I'm so much more than so much more than whatever title it is. Then I want to also talk to in the vein of reclaiming. Yeah. That in this pivot, this is about both individuals reclaiming their rightful place in the kingdom. Come on. Because what you're walking through and what you've done are not who you are. It's not. It does not define, it does not take away who God has called you to be and who you are. Because as Jeremiah said, God knew you before he formed you in your mother's womb. You were a purpose and a plan before you were a person. Yeah. And so before you walked out these, as you said, these fleshly ways and these things that we build upon our lives, God had already had ordered steps for you. And just because you walked a bit in a little mud does not mean that he can't wash you clean. Come on. And so I want individuals, and we keep saying this for a reason. Yes, it's about the couple, but the individuals make up the marriage. Yeah. As individuals, we have to reclaim back our right and our authority in God's kingdom, because the enemy tries to snatch it away, your identity in Christ, by allowing the circumstance to happen in your marriage. But I'm here to testify and to say we both are, that you can reclaim your rightful place in him, even in this, and in spite of this. And so for the person that's done it, reclaim your right. Yep. You're still a king, you're still a queen, you're still a son or daughter of the most living high God, Jesus. Come on. You do not have to stay in guilt and self-condemnation, because that's big, because you will feel unworthy and uncalled because you walked through such a space. But David did the same thing. He even killed somebody in the same instance. Come on. And God still allowed him to be a part of Jesus' bloodline and still be king. For the person that's walking through it, and walking from the offense and walking into marriage or into divorce, you don't have to die there. Mm-mm. This is not the ending of your chapter. You don't have to suffocate in this. God can revive you. He can give you life again, and he can create a new one in whatever which direction he decides to do so. And you can find yourself even in this. It does not make you not beautiful, not handsome, unworthy. It doesn't make you unwantable. There's nothing wrong with you. Mm-mm. Find yourself again, even in this. Heal, allow the Lord to make you whole and regain back your joy, your promise, and your purpose. Yeah, and joy does come in the morning. Yes. I know people say that, and I know it's become cliche. What I'm really saying in that is that I know this feels like forever. Like going through it, feels like, man, you feel like you're never gonna come out of this. You're always gonna look at your spouse and see who they did, what they did. And I promise you, even if let's just say you just half do the work, right? And you don't show up, right? Let's just say it'll just take longer. Yep, you just delay it. You're just delaying the freedom, the inevitable. Like let me tell you how, and this is a question that I had to answer for myself. You know, when you're healing, when you can start talking about it. Yeah. When you can start talking out loud about your unfaithfulness, your spouse's unfaithfulness, now you're mature. Now you're operating in a place of healing.
regardless of where your spouse is at.
Freedom. You're right? Free from the bondage and the baggage of
it. My God.
And the weight.
The power in your tongue will get you to that joy that comes in the morning way faster and way more secure than you just being mad, doing things out of responding out of emotion. Like, it comes. It's gonna come. Life isn't over because you're right, but also at the same time, not everybody has the heart to experience that. What we're talking about, we just been graced to have been able to experience it. Not everybody can get through infidelity. Not everybody has the capacity to see you the same again or love you through your growth stages. Some people can only see you for what you did that time you did it. And they just don't, their ability to forgive, their capacity to forgive is so thin and so low that they wouldn't even expect that grace for themselves back. So that's why they can't really give it. You see what I'm saying?
It's double fold. Like
it's twofold. Like the
what
same
someone is giving you is what they expect of themselves.
Right. So they wouldn't even expect that back if it was them. So you gotta remember that those are things that do dictate. Some people, you cheat on them, they will be in a fetal position every moment they're in your presence. And that's just how they're wired and who they are. They're not able to fight through that. They can't even see you. Okay? And that's just how some people are. But it doesn't mean that it's the end for you. I'm so glad you said that.
I remember I brought this up the last time. Two different things. And this is what helped me see my husband in a different light. Yeah. There is an elder at my church, and she told me, she pulled me to the side. She said, Elder Bostic, that's her name. She said, you have to treat the offense as if it's a new offense every time.
Yeah.
And so in order for you to have a new lens, A, you have to heal, and B, you got to, every offense that they do from going forward, you have to treat it with the mercy of God.
Yep.
That he treats you like new do in the morning, every morning.
Come on.
And you cannot have a track record or a, what's the thing called in court? I should know this.
Keeping records of wrongdoing.
Keeping records of wrongdoing. Like, you just can't. You cannot have it. Like, you can't have this case file.
What does it do? Like, what does every time your spouse violates your trust or is imperfect, right? Let's just say that.
Because it may not be even to the magnitude, but let's walk this out truthfully.
Come on.
Everything is going to tip you off.
Right.
It's a very sensitive time after infidelity is revealed. Like, I hate to put it like this. It is like walking on eggshells, because every movement, everything, every time that spouse walks out the door, that other party is going to think, are they cheating on me?
Are they going to go see somebody?
Or what's in your phone?
What you got? Who you talking to?
Like all of the things. Mm-hmm. But in order to have progressing moments, you have to treat the offenses as if they never happened before.
Yep. It's a new offense.
It's a new chapter.
This is something new that happened. And the thing is, we still got to go through the process of processing what's happening, facing it like adults, talking about it like adults. And then how you respond is how you ultimately win, right? And knowing that all of the things, right? Because if there's infidelity in your relationship, there's like an astronomical percentile number that it's going to happen again, right? And so when you go to a therapist, a good one that has seen these type of things, they're going to ask you now.
Pray about them too, though. We went through several.
I'm telling you. I had a therapist tell me, well, there's a very high chance it's going to happen again. Do you love your spouse enough that you can love them through where they are in their life right now? Because we have no idea. There's no way for us to tell whether or not this is going to happen again. Or just because you came to therapy today doesn't mean that your marriage is going to work out, right? This is about you. And if you come in here focused on your marriage and not yourself,
yes, mm-hmm.
then you're doomed. This is going to happen again. So this cannot be about your marriage. This has gotta be about you as an individual, and something in your mind and in your heart has to say, I'm committed to being better for me.
Yes. So it don't happen again.
So it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, so, and it brings me to a place of my first lady. She is so graceful and wise. But yet she has a mother's touch where she'll say something very sharp, but yet graceful.
Yeah.
And one of the things I remember her saying, she said this on platform. She said this to me individually as well. You gotta when you marry the person, you marry them for where they are, not where you want them to be. Because sometimes, and this is my case, I can't speak for someone else. God showed me a vision of my husband in the future. And based off that vision, I said yes. Because of what I knew about him future-wise.
Yeah.
Not realizing I wasn't totally accepting him and where he is. And see, this is about process. And sometimes we can have an unrealistic view of our spouses that creates an unrealistic expectation that they don't have the capacity to meet. And so
she just said a mouthful.
On what you just said, are you willing to walk through life with your spouse? Because that's what you're vowing to do. Life unto death, sickness or health, better or for worse. And when worse comes, that's what you signed up for. See, we don't get to define what worse is because you don't know what the worst is in that person. Because let's be honest, when we're dating, really shows somebody the most ugliest parts of themselves.
Oh, man.
Not nobody. And as I said to you, I think I said this to you when we initially met, everybody's not built to be a Hosea, man.
Nope.
You know? And
nope. When I read that scripture, I read it in my storm. And I said, God, man, you telling this man to go be with a whore?
Yeah, he did. He said, go marry. Not go be with. He said, go be in covenant, interlock with a prostitute. Somebody that was down in the red district, known for it too.
Man, when I tell you that I read that scripture, man, and I was looking for validation, and I was looking for, man, and I found that thing, and it just changed my whole perspective. Like,
because she offended him not once, not twice, but 3 times.
Yeah.
And God every time had him to do what? Go and get her.
Go and get her.
And the last time obviously came with some stipulations. And that's a whole nother conversation, is boundaries.
Yeah.
But for God to tell a prophet, which is God's mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So that means he walks with God.
Yeah.
He's in God's inner courts. He spends time with God.
Yeah.
Somebody that is deemed as holy.
Yeah.
To go marry somebody so deemed by the world anyway.
Yeah.
Unfilthy, unclean, sinful, says a lot about how God views us as children.
For sure.
Because if I can take who I deem as holy and tell them to go be with the person and go grab them and save their soul, because that's what that was about.
That's what that was about.
God gave that illustration to see how he walks with us. And in a person that stays in a marriage that's happened after infidelity, that has to be your mindset that God is restoring this marriage, that God has built me for this.
Yeah.
To be in a restorative place, to be in a image of God so that they can walk closer, not only just to me, but to God. And as I told you, the last time I was here, my husband said something that made me so much closer and intimate with him. And he said to me, He said, because I am getting closer to God and I'm falling back in love with God, I'm falling in love with you.
Yeah.
And I'm here to say that on either side, if you don't fall in what you can't do for God and not willing to do for God, you will never be able to be willing and to do for another person.
Sure.
So if they're not committed to God, guess what? They're not going to be committed to you.
And we spend so much time being offended. Oh man, how could you be unfaithful? How could you be disloyal? How could you discredit me? How could you? And there's no sign of any type of vertical relationship. And you've put yourself in your own mind and out of your own self-love and your own self-respect. It's like, man, this person is unhealthy, jacked up, spiritually sick, right? They need the overflow of love that you would have for yourself if you had it.
If you had it. And this is where God says,
you know what? You think you need that, but you don't need that. You need me.
Pivot.
Right? I needed to bust that up so you could pay attention long enough to what I have for you so that you could go do that properly.
Yes. Because we, in our great mind, we think that we just, I'm good. No, you're not.
Nah, you're not.
I was so unhealthy, it was unreal.
Unreal how unhealthy I was, man.
And I'm so thankful, even if me and my husband didn't work, I'm thankful for it because it brought so much revelation about me.
Clarity about me. Mm-hmm. What I have, what God has already given me. What I'm doing with what I have.
Right, because we can be misstewarded so much.
Oh, man.
You know how we probably could have been have so much more money and be millionaires by now. If we were in a healthy mindset.
My goodness.
Because wealth is not about money. It's about a mindset.
Yeah.
And you ever notice people who is somewhat of a side street, but not really? People who get like win the Powerball or something, and then within the next year they broke. You know why that is? Because they're broke.
Don't have the mindset. Don't even have the proper thinking to manage that amount of money. Like you were bound to be broke in that situation because of your mindset. Yeah.
And so in the same likelihood of marriage, God would be like, this is a mess. Let me just, like you said, bust this up real quick so that y'all can have what I intended.
Yeah.
And whether the intention was never to be together at all or to be healthy and whole in marriage.
Right. So that you can help some other people be built up. Because these things that people are going through in marriage are age-old tricks of the enemy. Mm-hmm. Oh, insecurity, jealousy, envy, all of and how we respond to them. The enemy already know how we're going to respond, man. So it's like when you look back at these things, that's why these records of wrongdoings, it's always a new offense, man. It's always new, and we got to stop acting as if we're gonna somehow amazingly stop being imperfect one day. One day we just gonna just check all the boxes.
Yeah, but we won't be here. We won't be here.
We're gonna check all the boxes and we just gonna have it all together. That's what we like. It's like that's the mindset that we have, man. And yeah, man. Christ is here for that, right? So you listen, this is a tool, okay, that you need. I'm sorry, upside down. This is the tool one of the tools that you need to help you through this process, through this journey, through this time. I hope you can see it. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. This is it right here. Prayers for the turn. Miss Jasmine, I want to just say I thank you for your obedience. I thank you for being steadfast in what God has called you to do. Some of the things that I've experienced in this, you've experienced in this, they're going to be repeated. somebody watching this is going through it and probably being triggered by it right now.
Right now.
Just from us having the conversation. What are your thoughts on the lack of education? Because I know that this conversation is kind of foreign to a lot of people. It still feels weird to me to this day. To like, and when I say weird, I mean for somebody I know that just does not have the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are your thoughts on, like, have you found that that people need what this book gives answers for? And is that the way that you structured it? Like from your personal experience, like, have you found that there's a super need for this?
Absolutely. It's because, like you said, the divorce numbers are going up, and they're not going up just for irreconcilable differences.
Yeah.
Like, infidelity has almost been normalized. Like you said, your counselor said that it'll happen again. And that's sad that we have come to a place of desensitizing God and marriage and covenant to a place where we just don't remain its holiness and its sanctification as God has intended it to be, but all hope is not lost. And so I want to encourage the listener and the watcher that's watching this that hope can be restored, but it's a decision.
Yeah.
It comes with a decision. It's a decision within yourself, a decision about you and God, and a decision about your marriage. And He has to be in the center of all of that.
Yeah.
God has to be in the center. And so I want to encourage that strength comes, joy comes, everything that was stolen back comes, because we are two testaments today that sit here in a place of after and not in it.
Yeah.
And so did it take a lot of work?
Yes.
And the first work is you got to do your work. And that may not be super encouraging for the person that may be in tears. You may be like, you're still in the place of why me? But
or F them.
That too. And just be like, to Hades with all of this. You might be in that place. But I promise you, after the rain stops and the noise settles, you'll get to this space where you understand that I got to do my work so I can get past this.
Yeah.
Because you cannot, and I speak this to every person watching, whoever done it and whoever has not, that you will not only survive, but thrive through this. You will be healed, you will be whole, and everything about you that concerns you that God has intended for you will be in the same manner. So I just pray that this is a necessary conversation, and God has been dealing with me with this too. Open your mouth. As you can see, He does it on every time He comes on here and He has a guest. He is freeing individuals from certain instances. You will be out of your chains when you speak to it.
Come on.
And something He said that I'm going to reiterate on here is that every time He talks about it, He frees Himself.
Come on.
Every time you talk about it, every time you break the release and the bondage of whatever it has done to you and whatever the enemy has tried to speak over you about your situation. And every time you speak against that and towards your future, you are breaking the chains of this situation.
Yeah, man.
Speak to it with the authority and the dominion and power. This man of God has created a platform, Thinking Kingdom.
Yeah.
That changes a mindset and a mouthpiece for you to think and say the things of God.
Yeah.
And freedom is in your hands and also in your mouth.
Come on.
So free yourself by continuing to speak those things as if they were, even though they're not. Joy may not be here, but it's coming. Peace may not be here, but it's coming. Continue to speak it. Continue to affirm yourself with the things of God so that you can see the other side as we're sitting here today experiencing it.
Man, Thank you. This is tremendously valuable. I just want to say thank you again for coming here and being here. Salute to everybody that is tapping in on Thinking Kingdom Media, on the YouTube channel, on Instagram, Facebook. If you have any idea of how powerful and how important this conversation is, shout out to us because we get it, right? But for those of you that do not understand the importance of this, please share this with somebody. Share this entire link. Comment on this. Okay? Do not hide it. Share your testimony. Get free today. Whether you're unfaithful, whether you're betrayed, whether you know you're wrong or you're not, say something because the conversation needs to be had. And tools like this are available for you. Where can they get the book? What can they do to support you right away, immediately? Where do they need to go?
I have a website. It is called www.Jasmine Maggette. My last name and first name are spelled as such. JasmineMaggette.com. On that website, you'll find my book. You'll find apparel such as this. You Are Enough. Strangely enough, there's another first lady who has the same line of shirts. Shout out to her too, Ruby Nation, but I have it as well on my site called Strengthwear. But outside of that, it's on my website, and it's all things Jasmine, including the book, are there. So I look forward to hearing from listeners and
no doubt
continue to build the future.
No doubt. Not today, devil. You got to tell the enemy no. Not today, Satan. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Peace and grace again. It's Darius Dior, Thinking the Media. We out of here.